haven't even set the name of the stream on TikTok yet. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're up and running. Hello! Hi everybody. Welcome back. Let me turn my brightness up a little bit on there. There we go. Welcome back to Farm Sim Friday. It's the last stream of the year. So, that's exciting. As you can see, I'm not really very well prepared for today's stream. It was a bit of a last minute rush to get ready. But who cares? It's the last stream of the year. I've given up on putting any effort in at this point. Afternoon, Charlie. How are you doing? So this is going to be Farm Sim Friday. We're going to play some more Saxlingham. It's going to be the last episode on this map, because in the new year we're going to be playing on Kinlake, the Scottish map from the Highlands Fishing DLC. So I'm going to get the game loaded up. But yeah, this is going to be our last episode on this map. It's also going to be the last regular live stream of the year. I will be doing a special stream on the 29th, but other than that, this is it. And yeah, I didn't really feel like putting too much effort into this one. The end of year stream is going to be a lot more. It's going to be special, you know. We're gonna do something a little bit extra. We're gonna push the boat out a bit. But for this one, it's just a regular old live stream. And frankly, I've done enough of those this year. I'm ready for a break. So we're just gonna get this done. We're gonna finish up on Saxlingham, and then I'm gonna come back fresh in the new year. Hello, Big J Bear. How are you doing? Welcome. I want to mention before we begin as well, you will notice the camera angle is a little bit weird today. Normally when I'm playing Farming Sim, I have all of my gear in shot, all of the control panel and everything like that. Unfortunately, the mounting arm for my webcam has broken. The webcam itself is fine, but the arm that it sits on that lets you swivel it around and adjust it it's broken off of that. So I've just had to put my webcam on top of my monitor, which unfortunately means that we can't have a nice wide shot of the whole desk. This is the best you're going to get for today. I mean, it couldn't have happened at a better time, really, because it's my last stream of the year. You know, I've got a couple of weeks off, so I've got plenty of time to get a new mount for the webcam and get it sorted. But yeah, that's why we're at a weird angle today. That's why you can't see my control panel down here like you normally would. Can't be helped, you know, can't be helped. Hello, Crawford, how are you doing? Thanks for following Patrick H1. I'm well. Have you had a nice week? I have, Big J Bear, yes. It's been a great week. We finished Soma on Wednesday. That was a lot of fun. And now, obviously, we're back to finish Saxlingham, which I'm looking forward to. We got a few things to do. First and foremost, we still have some harvesting to do. We've got half a field of corn that still hasn't been done, and we also need to do the sunflowers today at some point. We need to sell all of our products, which means we need to make some more products. We've currently got a flour mill and bakery working, so we're going to need to produce as much bread as we can and get all that sold. And of course, we also have some wool to sell. I don't know exactly what we're going to do with the sheep. I don't know if we're going to sell the sheep or if I'm going to take them with me to Kinleigh. I think we'll leave that for today, and I'll make a decision on that later. Because even though this is technically, even though this is the last episode of the series, it's technically not the last time I'm going to play Saxlingham. During the special live stream on the 29th, I will be revisiting this map very briefly, just so that we can fully wrap things up and get everything sold and stuff like that. So anything that we don't manage to get sold today, we'll do on the 29th. But this is like the last official episode on this map. Last day of work till 6th of January today. Nice one, Crawfords. Have a good time off. Are you okay? I'm good, Dagger. How are you doing today? Merry early Christmas. Thank you very much. Do you accept gifts? I do, Big J Bear. Please, don't feel any obligation to send anything, but they're always very much appreciated if you do. Okay. First and foremost, get straight to work with the combine, because we do need to get this finished. Okay. What's the best gift you've had? I have no idea. I have no idea how much gifts are worth on TikTok. Because it's not in like any real currency, it's in TikTok coins, which are deliberately deliberately obfuscates the actual value. So I don't know. You could send me like 1 million, I don't know, puppy emojis. I don't know. That could be worth 3 pence. I genuinely have no idea what the exchange rate is for any of the gifts that I receive. Work the headlands off. Vehicle's broken. Oh shit. Oh yeah, we got a mod that makes the vehicle maintenance more realistic. Unfortunately, it means that my combine isn't working right now. I'm gonna have to go and take it to have a quick repair. Is the map in Norfolk? It is, Max. Yes. 100 coins equals $1 normally. Thank you, Foe. Again, I still don't know how many coins a gift is worth, though. Like, for example, Charlie's sent a heart me. Thank you very much, Charlie. I don't know how many coins that is. Again, I think it's deliberate. There isn't like a handy little bar at the top of the screen that tells you how many coins you've earned. It just says, the names of the individual gifts. So I have no idea how much they're worth. Have you ever had a Galaxy? A couple of times, J-Bear, yeah. I'm going to stop talking about gifts because any time that I say the word gift on stream, TikTok immediately assumes that I'm soliciting gifts. So I'm going to say no more about it. I appreciate it. Please don't feel obligated to. And this is not me begging for gifts, TikTok. So don't even try to pull that card today. What website do you get on? It's on the Mod Hub, Max. It's called Saxlingham. S-A-X. Thank you for all the gifts, J-Bear, that you're sending right now. Much appreciated. Oh, God, yep. Oh, the engine cut out. This is what I was saying earlier. I've got a mod that adds more realistic vehicle maintenance. As you can see, the maintenance of my vehicle is quite low right now. So I'm not. So I'm gonna have to go and get it repaired quickly before it shuts off again. Okay. Repair. I don't think the header really needs repairing. No, that's basically brand new. What we're driving today, this is the class Lexion 6900. Great combine. Ooh. And we will be taking this with us when we move to the new map. I mentioned before, we're going to keep all of our equipment when we move on to Kinlake, just so we're not starting from scratch again. Give us a little bit of a head start, especially since I think when we move on to Kinlake, I'm going to be using some extra realism mods, so it's going to be a much more difficult experience. So it seems only fair that we should get a little bit of a head start in that case, and all of the equipment that we currently own on this map, we're going to transfer it over to Kinlake. Fuel's quite low as well, but I think we'll be alright. I think there'll be at least enough to finish off this field. Right, where should we start from? I guess we might as well start from this end. Can't see a thing because there's trees everywhere. Okay. Are you going to do your job properly this time? Nope, there he goes straight into the field. Okay, maybe. Hang on. Okay, good. It's working. Oh my god, look at all this bread. Oh, and wool as well. We have, like I say, we got a lot of stuff that needs to be sold today. Not only do we have all of this bread here, it's still working. It's still producing bread. 3,000 litres... flour. There's 9,000 litres of flour currently being processed, as well as at the grain mill, there's still 16,000 litres of sorghum being processed into flour, so we're going to end up with like 20, 30 pallets of bread, which we're going to have to transport manually to the shop to sell. What's the best price for bread, by the way? Best price for bread is in December. Now, we aren't going to get it all processed by December. We'll sell anything that we can on December, but obviously some of it is going to have to wait till later. And what about wool? Because we got quite a lot of that too. Although it is all the way down at the bottom. Wool, best price is in April. We're not going to be here in April, so again, we'll just have to sell those at some point, probably today. I believe we've exceeded the maximum capacity of sheep as well, by the way, because they've still been breeding. They've kept breeding. We now have. Hold on. Where does it tell you? There we go. We now have 132 sheep in total. And this barn is only supposed to contain 129 sheep. We have sheep overpopulation. Because they've just kept breeding. If we scroll down here, look, there's 5 newborns today. 5 more have been born today. I didn't realise that once they reach reproduction age, they just fucking kept going. They just keep having babies. We have so many sheep right now. And that's why we've got so much wool. And again, I don't know if we're going to take all of these sheep with us to Scotland. I think that's quite a lot of sheep to be moving. I might just sell them. I haven't decided yet. Can you please send some bread to the US, as the bread's not nice here? Oh, sorry, Ted. I've heard that American bread is very high in sugar. There's like a popular... I don't know if it's true or not, but there's a popular rumour in the UK that apparently American bread is so high in sugar that it would be classed as a cake in the UK. I don't know if that's true, but you'll hear people say it. I've heard it said many times. Again, I don't know if there's any truth in it, but apparently it's just that sugary. High in sugar, it is like a cake. That's what I suspected, yeah. I don't want to get too snobbish about British bread, but we got some nice bread in the UK, you know. I'm partial to Hovis myself. Hovis is my go-to. Unless I'm on a budget, and then it's Asda Just Essentials 49p bread. But normally I've got enough that I can fork out for some good quality bread, you know. Which colour, Hovis? It depends. I like seeded bread. We've got some at the minute. We got Hovis Seed Sensations. I really love it. Anything, you know, anything whole grain or farmhouse. You know, for me, you know, if you're making a sandwich, bread is just as important as the other ingredients, right? There's no point in getting some really nice cheese and some really nice meat, and then just getting the cheapest fucking bread, right? If you want a quality sandwich, you got to splash out on the bread as well, you know. And like I say, I like a nice crusty farmhouse loaf, anything like that. Seeded bread, granary. I'm all over it. I'm all for it. Hannah says, "How are you? Came in at the right time to discuss bread. Toast. Oh yeah, for toast as well. You've got to have a good bread for toasting. Right. I'm a big brown bread enjoyer. I prefer brown bread to white bread, and I've always said brown bread makes better toast. It just does. You will get a better piece of toast from a loaf of brown bread than you will from a loaf of white bread. That's just a fact, okay? And also, I don't understand why people dislike brown breads. Like, for me, it just has more flavour. Like, white bread just doesn't taste like anything. It tastes like really plain. And again, for me, like, if you're making a sandwich or something like that, the bread is just as important as the other ingredients, right? So why would you get a bread that just tastes like nothing? Like, I'm going to make a sandwich, but I want one of the ingredients to taste like it isn't there. It just doesn't make sense. Did you reach the goal for Jingle Jam? We didn't, RH Rides, unfortunately. We got £168 though, which is absolutely incredible. I'm so grateful to everyone who did donate to Jingle Jam. You know, thank you for helping me raise £168 for charity. That is amazing. Next year though, we're setting our sights even higher. I want to set a goal of £1,000 next year. And I am going to be streaming for the full 2 weeks. That's 14 days worth of live streaming. So it's going to be even bigger and better. And I'm very much excited for it. I don't know why I've got this tractor, actually, because this trailer's too big. We need the smaller trailer. That trailer's too big to get under the combine. We need the little trailer, so we'll switch to the TM. Brown bread with egg and bacon and a bit of mustard. Oh, now you're talking, Ted. Not a good old bacon sandwich. Bacon and egg. Hey Saul, haven't got long, thought I'd say hello though. Hi South Devon Contracting, how are you doing? Thanks for popping in. Hannah says... Ooh, I've just hit the corner of the barn there. Oh, hello from Australia, Down Under Farming. How are you doing? What time is it over there? Like, really early in the morning, I assume? No, wait. Yeah, you're ahead of us, so is it late at night? I don't know. It's midnight. Oh, what? Whoa, whoa, what's happened? Oh, I'm not looking where I'm going. That's what's happened. Eyes front, Saul. Eyes front. Hopefully Kinlake has a slightly larger yard, because it's been quite a challenge manoeuvring around some of the corners in this place. But anyway, back to Hannah. Life's been a bit mental, so I missed the charity stream. Sorry about that. Sounds like it was a hit. It was, Hannah. It was very fun. Like I say, I am a bit disappointed that we didn't get to the goal, but you know, it's not really about hitting goals. You know, any amount of money raised for charity is a huge win. You know, and £168. I'm just pleased that we even reached that, because a part of me, when I decided to participate in the Jingle Jam, part of me was really worried that like we wouldn't get any donations at all for the whole week. Thankfully, that didn't happen, and like I say, 168, absolutely incredible for our first ever fundraiser as well. Like I say, next year I'm going to plan in advance a bit more. We're going to do it for the full 2 weeks. We're going to set a higher goal, and hopefully we'll get an even bigger amount for charity next time. But like South Devon Contracting says, £168 is better than zero. So every single penny, very, very much appreciated. Thank you everyone who did donate, by the way. It was a lot of fun. Down Under Farming says, I need to be up for work in 4 hours, so I might just pull an all-nighter. Nice one, Down Under Farming. Is it still possible to donate? It isn't, Hannah, unfortunately. It ended on the 14th. It's an annual event, so it's always the 1st to the 14th of December, or the first 2 weeks in December, depending on where they fall. I might do other fundraisers throughout the year. If there's any that I would like to participate in, I'll let you know. But right now it's no longer active. Gotta go, but hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you, South Devon Contracting. I'll see you later. Hello, Liam, by the way. How are you doing today? And Kyle, sorry, Kyle, I did see your comment, but I kept getting distracted by other comments. Do you have any tips for Farming Sim? My biggest tip is to start with a tutorial. Start on the American map, which I forget the name of the American map on this one, but start with that map. It's got a tutorial that teaches you all the basics. Start small. Start with the 3 basics, which is planting, harvesting, and cultivating. Those are the only 3 jobs that you absolutely need to do for Farming Sim. You plant the crops, you harvest the crops, you cultivate the ground so that you can plant the crops again next year. Those are the 3 basic things that need to be done. Sorry, someone's spamming. But yeah, once you've mastered those 3, then you can start doing more complicated stuff. Then you can start doing stone picking, spreading lime, fertilizer, all that kind of stuff. Those are all like optional extras. So, like I say, start small. Start with the 3 basic jobs: planting, harvesting, and cultivating. And then over time, you can start to do all the other optional extra bits and pieces to get better yields and stuff like that. Also, what's Hills of Tyrone? Has anyone heard of it? Oh, it's starting to rain. Oh, shit. Let me pull over. I'm going to have to stop the combine, because it's going to affect the yield. Stop. Where are you? Stop working. Yes, I know harvesting while it rains reduces the yield. That's why I've stopped him. Okay. Close that. We close the top. We don't want all the corn getting wet. Oh, folding's not allowed while the tool is filled. Okay, we'll just leave it here open then with all the rain getting into the corn and just completely ruining it. That's fine. With, you know, whatever. Let me check the forecast and see how long it's going to be raining for. Till 9 PM tonight. And it's currently 3 PM. Great. Great. So we're not going to be able to finish this till the morning then. It doesn't ruin it while it's in a machine. Not in the game, obviously. In real life, it would. Just another, you know, just another little bit of realism that is sadly missing from Farming Sim. You know, I think in real life, if you just left a combine standing in a field open to the rain for 6 hours, the corn might get a little bit soggy. But in the game, it doesn't actually make a difference. So we'll just leave it there until it stops raining. Do you farm IRL? I don't down under farming. No, my granddad used to work on a farm, and he used to take me to work with him on the weekends. So I've always had a bit of an interest in farming, but it's never something that I've done myself. 6 days till Christmas, says Harv. It is, Harv. 6 days to go. I am so excited for Christmas this year. I'm really looking forward to it. Finally got the last little bits of my Christmas shopping done on Monday. Just like stocking fillers, you know, little bits and pieces. I've already bought all my main gifts and everything. But I'm ready for it now. I'm really excited. Not just because I am going to get presents, and I already know a couple of the things that people have bought for me, but also because I've bought things for other people as well, and I want to see how they react to those things, you know? That's the thing. As a kid, Christmas is enjoyable because you get loads of presents. As an adult, I think it's more enjoyable because you get to give presents as well, and you get to see the look on people's faces when you buy them something that they want, you know? I really love it. I do. I can't deny I'm a very Christmassy person, and I'm very much looking forward to it this year. Thanks for following, Alleyway. Thanks for the fest pops, by the way, Draydog. And thanks for following, Jay. Love the RP. Thanks, Jay. Yeah, the next, if you enjoy like the more roleplay sort of side of Farming Sim, you'll probably like the new series that I'm going to be doing in the new year. I'm going to be playing on Kinlake, the new Scottish map from the Highlands Fishing DLC, but I'm going to add a few realism mods. I want Kinlake, I want it to be like extra hard mode. I want it to be as realistic as possible. So I'm going to go through the mod hub, I'm going to find all the biggest realism mods that I can find, and it's going to hopefully be the most realistic experience possible, which is going to be difficult, sure, but I also think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm definitely looking forward to that. So yeah, if you like the realism, if you like my attempt to keep things realistic, which may have not always been successful on this map, in Kinlake, we are really going to try to do things as realistically as possible. I'm going to be professional, says P. I am, P. Why are you putting that in quotes? What are you implying? I'm a very professional farmer. I'm going to do a quick save. I just follow because you're very entertainable. Thank you, Alleyway. Okay, is there anything else that needs doing? If there isn't, I'm going to fast forward the clock so that we can finish this harvesting. There's more wool already. Look at this. Literally 15 minutes ago, we cleared all the wool, and there's almost a full pallet here again. Look at all this! There's like 10 pallets here that need to be sold. I think we need to manage the wool situation a lot more in the new map, because, like I say, I didn't realise that they just keep breeding. I think that's the problem, is obviously we kept the rams. I think best practice in real life is that you only keep sheep, and like you bring in rams every now and then, you know, when it's breeding season. What we've done is we've just had the rams and the sheep in there together this whole time. So as soon as the sheep had babies, they just fucking bred again and had more, and they just kept going. We have so we definitely made a mistake there. We definitely dropped the ball there. In Kinleague, again, if we're trying to keep things realistic, we need to bring in the rams, you know, once or twice a year when we want to breed the sheep, and then get rid of them. We don't keep the rams and the sheep in the same field together 24/7, because this is what happens. You end up with 132 sheep and like 20 pallets of wool. The rams need the snip, or just to be removed, you know, just to be moved to a different field. Like, say, in real life, in real farming, real sheep farming, you keep them separate, right? You only allow them to intermingle when you actually want them to breed. You don't just leave them full time in each other's company, as it were, in the biblical sense. I'm going to fast forward the clock. There's really not much else we can do. Until it stops raining. Using a snowplow is not realistic, says Hannah. We don't have a snowplow. And actually, it hasn't. I don't think it's snowed at all since we've played on this map. Well, there was a tiny little bit in November, but it wasn't enough to plough. Oh, you used the snowplow to shove the wool pellets to the clothing factory because it was drowning in wool. Oh, I see, Hannah. Okay. So it was you who wasn't being realistic. Frolicking in the sunflowers. Oh, I know, P. They're going to be ready soon. They're going to be ready to harvest tomorrow. Okay, oh, starting to get dark. Now, I think the AI workers, they are a constant, they have like a constant wage no matter the time of day. Like, they don't have like overtime wages or anything like that if they're working like past midnight or whatever. Because I think we're going to be working this harvester all night. I think this worker's going to be working through the night. Maybe that's another realism mod that we can get, you know, where we have to pay them more at a certain time of night, or they just like give up working at a certain time of night. Because I really feel like we are going to be working past midnight. Okay, it should start to clear up soon. It said 9 o'clock-ish, and it's 8:45 now. Is it stopping? It is stopping. Okay. Turn the timescale back down then. We're gonna have to turn it way down. We'll put it on. I mean, yeah, let's just have it on real time. It's 9 o'clock. It's pitch black. It's 9:30. Okay, yeah, we'll have it on real time since it's already very late. But we need to get this field finished today. So There we go. Oh, you can't see the beacon light either because it's not in shot of the camera today. Once again, my webcam mount broke, so I've just had to sit my webcam on top of my monitor today. Normally I've got like a adjustable arm that it sits on so that I can, you know, move it around wherever I need to for whatever streams I'm doing. It broke off, so it's just sat on top of my monitor today. Fortunately, it's the last stream of the year, which means that I've got time to get it replaced before we come back in January. So it's only for today. Also, these lights are very yellow. Like, very, very yellow. Is this the last stream for today? Says Matt on YouTube. Yes, Matt, this is my last regular stream of the year. We're going to be doing a special stream on the 29th. To celebrate the end of the year, but apart from that, this is it now until 2026. 2026, eh? I can't believe it. Seems like only yesterday it was 2025. Well, it was. It still is. But this time next fortnight, it won't be, because it will be 2026. Wait, actually... Yeah, Christmas Eve's on Thursday, so 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 1. Yeah, so this... In 2 weeks, it will be the 1st of January. Right? I've not got my dates wrong. It's 2 weeks till the end of the year. 2 weeks today. Well, 2 weeks yesterday. 2 weeks today until the first day of next year. I'm going to stop talking. You know what day it is. It's the actually, what day is it? It's the 19th. It's the 19th. There's 6 days till Christmas. There's 13 days until New Year's Eve. There's 14 days until New Year's Day. Right. So in 14 days it will be 2026. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know why I had to overcomplicate it so much. It's the 20th. It is for you down under farming, yes, very true. So you're only 13 days away from New Year's Day. That's time zones for you. The lights on your vehicle could be seen from space. They are very bright, aren't they, Pete? Compare this to Euro Truck. I feel like Euro Truck Simulator, no matter how... I can have my full beams on and you can barely see a thing. But on this game, the lights are so bright. Like, some might say too bright. Some might say. Okay, here he comes. Let's go. No, we're too close. I forget how long the pipe is on this harvester. I mean, I'm not used to having a combine this big, to be honest. You know me, I like my classic combines. I'm used to having much smaller, older combines, which typically have shorter pipes. These modern, newfangled ones, look at that. Is there any need for all that length, sir? Please don't take that out of context. Never complain about a long pipe, says Pete. I mean, look. Sometimes there can be too much, you know. Our controversial takes here, but there is such a thing as too big. It's got to be just right, you know. It's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, except no, because actually, no, strike that, because yeah, you know what I mean. I'm just going to stop talking. I feel like everything I've said in today's stream has been basically just gibberish. I'm really not in the my head's not in it today, you know. Down Under Farming says, I'm running a class 7,500 in Farming Sim 25 right now. Nice one, Down Under. This is the 6,900, so slightly smaller. But still, like I say, normally I don't have combines this big. I'm a big fan of older combines, like the New Holland TX32. We had the TX65 in one of our maps. The Class Dominator. That's an absolutely iconic, classic combine, you know. I don't mean, like, ancient combines. I don't mean, you know, before combines had cabs. We're not talking about that old, but, you know, I do like my more vintage farming equipment. So I'm not used to having a combine this big. Have there been any issues with the harvester like last time? Not today, Draydog. No, it's been fine so far. Oh, big bump there. I always forget that there's, like, a ridge at the edge of the road. Whenever I try to drive out of the field straight onto the road, I forget there's, like, a huge bump there. Yes, we're working late tonight. It's 20 to 10, which, honestly, not that late for a farmer, you know. As long as we get it all done by midnight, which, you know, considering we got it set to real time right now, I think I think we are safe on that front. I don't think it's going to take us more than 2 real hours to finish this. Admit, so you thought it was a ramp and you wanted to see how high your tractor would go at full speed, says Draydog. No. No, of course not. I'd never be so reckless and irresponsible. Okay, here we go. How much of the field is actually left to be done? Oh god, it's not even halfway done. Like, this field is legitimately not even halfway done. I love this map, but the fields are so big. Hopefully there's some smaller fields on Kinlake. I don't know, because I literally know nothing about the map other than what I've seen in the first look video. I know it's been out for like a couple of months now, but I haven't even done like a look round or anything. I have no idea what we're going to be getting into next year, but I am excited for it. While we're waiting, let's have a quick look in the shop. Oh, interesting. Don't want that. Yeah, if we have a quick look in combines. So we've got the 6,900 Lexion. There doesn't appear to be a 7,500 in our menu. It may well be a mod, but we can get the 8,000. Or maybe, actually, maybe this one can be... No. Must be a mod then. But yeah, this is more my speed. This is... I mean, come on. One of the most iconic combines ever, you know, the Class Dominator. It's tiny, compared to modern combines. I mean, look at the size of the pipe there. But I love it. I just love the look of classic combines. This one as well, the TX62. What a workhorse. I believe we've used this one before on a previous map too. I just really like them. I just like older combines. Look, this. Oh. This one's a little bit. This one's pushing it a bit. This one's a little bit too old. The Massey. Because this one's like really tiny. But yeah, what can I say? I like classic combines. Thanks for the great streams and giving me knowledge on spiders. Thank you, Tom. Draydog says, I did a bit of digging and they don't plan on doing Farming Sim 26 anytime soon, but they'll still be working on Farming Sim 25. Yeah, they don't make a game every year. Typically, the current cycle is every 3 years. So the last game was 22, then before that was 19. They used to do a game every 2 years, 13, 15, 17, 19. But then they switched to 3 years so that they could, take a bit more time to add DLCs and stuff like that for existing games. So yeah, there won't be another mainline Farming Sim until 28, most likely. But over the next 2 years, they'll continue to add new DLCs for 25. They've already announced that there's going to be a season pass for year 2. I bought the year 1 season pass. I'll probably end up buying the year 2 season pass as well. I bought both years for FS22. But yeah, there won't be a mainline Farming Sim now until at least the end of 2027. Have a good Christmas. Thank you, Tom. Amber still enjoying the hot water balls? She is, P. Yes, she. Well, he. Sorry, I still get mixed up. For those of you wondering, Amber is a Phidippus Nikites. They don't have very high sexual dimorphism. With lots of spiders, spiders quite famously tend to be very dimorphic. Which means that, the males and females look like drastically different to each other. But there are some species where the differences are a lot more subtle. So when I first got Amber, I did think that he was female. But then he matured, and I realised that I'd made a mistake. I still get mixed up sometimes. I still call him she every now and then. But yeah, the thing is, like, with most spiders, it's very obvious. Especially once they reach maturity. They have different body shapes. Some of them have different colouring. Some look like two entirely different species. Like the Phidippus regius, for example, the females are like red, black with red markings, and the males are completely black. So they almost look like two different spiders entirely. Whereas with other species, the difference is a lot less noticeable. It's fascinating, though. And spiders in general are fascinating, I love spiders. I'll never get tired of talking about how great spiders are and how misunderstood they are. They're really cool. And, I think people... I'll be honest, I think fear of spiders is a form of generational trauma. Genuinely. I think, because as someone who used to be scared of spiders, I think the only reason I was scared of spiders is because my mum was scared of spiders. And she was probably scared of spiders because her mum was scared of spiders. You know what I mean? I feel like it really is something that's passed down. Like, because when your kid's growing up, if you're scared of spiders, you kind of pass that on to them. Like, if every time you see a spider you freak out, then your kid is going to learn to be scared of them as well, you know what I mean? So it genuinely is. Like, arachnophobia is generational trauma. Genuinely. And, I have a nephew who's 3 years old. He already loves spiders, because I do, and I've tried to encourage him not to be scared of them. I really hope that he grows up to be a spider lover as well. Because yeah, I really do think it's something that's passed down, and if you don't show that fear in front of your kids, then they won't grow up being scared of spiders. Like, they're only scared of spiders because you are, right? That's what I think anyway. P says, absolutely, my mother was terrified and her reaction would have traumatized me. Same with heights. I think heights is true to an extent as well, yeah. Like I say, I think seeing other people freak out, especially when you're young, you know, that's when you're the most impressionable, right? That's why it's so easy to fucking indoctrinate kids into believing whatever you want them to believe, basically. Not to get too political with it, but, you know, if you teach kids these behaviors when they're young, they sink in. Which is why kids who are, like, raised by racist parents tend to grow up and become racist themselves, you know? It's the same principle, really. Kids are very impressionable. Whatever you tell them, they just absorb, you know? Whatever you tell them, they just take it in. So if you teach them, you know, oh, spiders are terrifying, then they're going to grow up and be scared of spiders. If you teach them that immigrants are terrifying, they're going to grow up being... reform voters. You know, it's the same principle. Hannah says, my girlfriend is super scared of them, and over time she's sort of passed it on to me. Just her screaming, etc., making me jump, has now instilled the anxiety or something. Yeah, honestly. It's something that's very easy to pass on, I think. And I think the best way to combat it is to try and educate people about spiders, you know, and try and show people what spiders are really like, because they are very misunderstood, you know. For the most part, they're very gentle, very docile creatures, you know. There are exceptions. There's always exceptions. There are some species that are very aggressive, but for the most part, like, no matter where you are in the world, if you leave a spider alone, it will leave you alone, right? You know? Getting bitten by a spider is exceptionally rare, and when it does happen, it's almost always because somebody has provoked the spider into biting. It's like bees, you know. People, you know, when you're a kid, whenever there's a bee near you, your parents say, you know, stay still, don't move, because you'll scare it and then it'll sting you. It's the same with spiders, but people, for some reason, don't get that. Like, a spider's only going to bite you if it literally can't do anything else. 99% of the time, if you get too close to a spider, it'll run away. It's not gonna try and take on something that's like 50 times its size, right? They really will only bite if there is no other option. Which is why it's so rare for people to get bitten by them, and when people do get bitten, it's like I say, it's almost always because they provoked the spider and, like, stressed it out. I'm much better with spiders than I was, but those giant house spiders give me the heebie-jeebies, says P. I will admit, house spiders are still a little bit outside my comfort zone. I'm not a big fan. Again, most of the time I just leave them be. You know, if I found one in my living room, I would just let it go about its business. If I found one in my bedroom, I'd take it out. I don't like having spiders in my bedroom, with the exception of Amber, of course. But yeah, generally speaking, if I see a spider in the kitchen or something, who cares? It's not bothering me. It's going about its business, you know? But I will admit, house spiders, they do still give me a bit of a shiver down the spine. I'm not quite comfortable with those yet, because they're very fast. You know, they are some of the fastest spiders on Earth, believe it or not. House spiders are genuinely... The domestic house spider is one of the fastest species of spider on the planet, relative to its body size, which is insane. They're so quick. And I think that's what creeps me out a little bit with them, is that, you know, if you try to catch it in a glass, it's going to run off at the speed of light. But yeah, most other spiders, they're you know, they're slow, they're gentle. And they all behave differently as well, which is interesting. Like, obviously, I was talking about how they kind of have a fight or flight response. Normally, if you corner them, they'll run away. But there are others that behave differently, like false widows, for example. False widows, possibly some of the most misunderstood spiders in the world. I see so many people talking about how deadly false widows are. They're not. They are no more dangerous than any other spider. There is no spider in the UK that has medically significant venom. None. Anyone who has a reaction to a spider bite in this country, it's because of an allergy. There is literally not. There is no species of spider in this country that has a medically significant bite unless you're allergic to it. But false widows in particular, there's so much fear-mongering around those. Like, I see so many people like, oh, this spider's so dangerous, this is the only spider in the UK that can kill you. Like, no it can't. No it can't. It's this fucking big. It cannot, it's... I think people just hear the word widow and they're like, oh my god, like a black widow? Like, no. It's just called a false widow because it has a similar shaped body. They're harmless. Anyway, back to what I was saying about false widows. False widows, if you corner them, they'll play dead, which is really cool. It's really interesting, because not many spiders do that. Like, I get them in my room quite often. Every now and then I'll notice them on my window. If you try and catch them, they just completely seize up. Like, they completely play dead, which is really interesting, because again, with other types of spider, they'll try to run away, or something, you know. If you try to catch a house spider, it'll run away. If you try to catch a false widow, it, like, just completely curls up, and just goes completely stiff. Like, you can poke it. I don't encourage poking spiders, but literally, you can rattle it around in the glass if you feel like being cruel. They don't move at all. They just completely play dead whenever they're threatened. And you don't think of a spider as being the sort of animal that would play dead. You know what I mean? Like, they're just so fascinating. There's so much that people don't know about them, and there's so much that people misunderstand about them. Oh, sorry, I'm in your way. I'm moving. House spiders go zoom, says P. They also freeze, actually. They don't really play dead like false widows do, but they kind of freeze in their tracks. You probably noticed it before. Like, if you see a house spider running across your floor and you, like, take a step towards it, you'll notice that it just stops, like a rabbit in the headlights. Which, again, you wouldn't imagine that behaviour from a spider. But that's what they're doing. That's why they stop when you get close to them, because they're like, you know, if I stay still, you know, they might think that I'm not here. They're just cool. I just think spiders are cool, and they're misunderstood, and I wish people knew more about them and were less afraid of them. Anyway, getting back to the game, it's currently 10 PM in-game, and we've still got quite a few trailers full of corn to transport. I don't know if we're going to take the corn to Scotland with us. I think we might, honestly. We're going to have so much of it, and rather than selling it now, it would be a good idea to store it until, you know, keep it for a rainy day when we need a bit of money. We are going to have so much of it. I think we'll take it with us. We've currently got 75,000 litres of wheat, 75,000 litres of corn, 50,000 litres of oat, and 17,000 litres of barley. We have got so much grain. And like I say, rather than selling it all now, before we finish up on this map, I can just take it with me to Kinlake. When I say take it with me, what I'm going to do is, before the first episode of Kinlake, I'm going to go into the map and I'm going to, like, cheat myself in all of the equipment. I'm not going to call it cheating, because I think it's something that you should be able to do. I think you should be able to... I think you should have a profile in this game where you can, like, move to a new map and you keep all of the money and the equipment and, you know, products that you've got. You know, you should be able to, like, move over to a new map and keep all of that stuff. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna load up Kinlake. I'm gonna give myself all of the stuff from this map, and then in the first episode it'll be as if we've, you know, moved to a new farm and carried on where we left off. You know what I mean? So technically it's cheating, but I don't think it should be. I think that should be something that is just an option in the game, you know, to transfer your profile to another map. By the way, your hair looks so shiny and healthy. Sorry, not farming red. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you very much. Any compliments about my hair are always greatly appreciated. I'm very proud of my hair, honestly. I did a video about it a while ago, but when I was growing up, I used to get my hair. I used to get my head shaved because I really hated my hair. Like I don't know why. I think probably a combination of factors. You know, maybe it was partly denial. But I just, and I also used to have really bad dandruff as a kid as well, and just having my hair shaved made it a lot easier to manage. So yeah, up until I was like 20, I used to just get my head shaved, like, really, really short. But since coming out, I have put a lot more care into it. One of the first things that I decided when I came out was, you know, from now on, I'm gonna put as much effort into my hair as I can. I'm gonna grow it as long as possible. I'm gonna look after it, and, you know, make sure that my dandruff doesn't come back. Like, and I do. I look after it now, and I'm very happy with it. It's and it's quite long as well. I don't think it's going to get much longer, unfortunately. I think it's like at its maximum length because it hasn't really grown much recently. I would have loved to get it like down to my waist, but I don't think it'll ever be that long, unfortunately. I mean, I don't plan on cutting it. I don't plan on cutting it. But yeah, I'm very proud of it. Your parting's perfect as well. I've got a big cowlick, so it's hard to find the right place. Oh yeah, you know, not to brag, but I just have a perfect natural parting. Like, seriously, you can see here, that's like, that's all natural, baby. There's just a perfectly straight line down the center of my head. I can't explain it. I just had I was born with a perfect parting. And it's such a shame that I squandered that gift for 20 years by just being almost completely bald. Hi Raj on YouTube, how you doing? Oh, we're nearly done, by the way. Look at this. Not much more to go now on this field. Very low on fuel, though, which is going to be a problem. I think he'll have enough to finish this field. What game is this? This is Farming Sim 25, Raj. But yeah, going back to my hair, because I love talking about my hair. I was surprised by how easy it actually is to look after. I know it's not universal because everyone's got different hair, and some people do have quite high maintenance hair. You know, some people have a hair type that requires a lot of extra attention. But for me personally, I was always, again, one of the reasons that I used to have my hair shaved is because I didn't want to put in the effort to look after it. But since growing it out, I realise now that actually it isn't that much effort. Like, it honestly doesn't take much work to keep my hair like it is. I wash it like twice a week with Head and Shoulders. That's literally it. I don't style it. I don't use any gel or any, like, you know, mineral feed or whatever else it is that people put in their hair. I don't straighten it, Hannah. No, literally the only thing I do is wash it twice a week with Head and Shoulders. That's it. And again, I know not everyone is so lucky. Some people do have quite high maintenance hair. But my advice is, if your hair doesn't need a lot of maintenance, then don't give it a lot of maintenance. You know, don't do too much. If you do have hair that, you know, needs quite a lot of attention, then obviously you need to make sure you're looking after it. But if you're the kind of person who has quite low maintenance hair, don't work too hard on it, because doing too much can actually cause the opposite effect. You know, like it's like how if you wash your hair every single day, it reduces the integrity of it, and it can lead to hair loss and stuff like that. Like, I think everybody's hair has a different level of maintenance. You know, don't do too much, and also don't do too little. And don't be afraid to experiment. You know, don't be afraid to try different things and figure out what works best for your hair. You know. If you need special shampoo, if you need to straighten it, if you need whatever other care needs that it might have, then that's fair enough. But yeah, just I think people kind of assume that everyone's hair is the same and that everyone should look after their hair the same way. That's just not true. You know, we all have different hair, and we all have different hair care needs. Seems lovely and thick too. It is, P. Yes, I do have quite thick hair, which is both a blessing and a curse. It makes it very difficult to brush. Mine's wavy, so it takes too much effort, says Hannah. Honestly, mine's not too bad. It does have a bit of a wave to it, as you can see, but it tends to be like quite straight at the top. It only really starts to wave down towards the ends. But yeah, it is quite thick. It can be quite difficult to brush. Yeah, the bit of wave is perfect for volume, though. Yeah, definitely the volume. I do like having nice voluminous hair. My hair's super thin and frizzy, says P. Oh, well, you know, as long as you look after it, P, thin and frizzy hair can be great as well. Actually, I do love frizzy hair, honestly. I mean, again, any hair type can be beautiful. You know, as long as you're looking after it in the right way, doesn't matter what hair type you've got, you can make it work. But again, I do think it's people. I think people tend to assume that it's one size fits all. Like, people will like follow their friend's hair care routine and then wonder why their hair's in a terrible state. Like, oh, I don't understand it. I do exactly the same as my friend does with her hair. Yeah, but she's got completely different hair to you. You know, you have different hair care needs. It's the same. I mean, it's the same with anything. It's the same with like skincare. You know, people have different types of skin, and if you do someone else's skincare routine, you might find that it doesn't work for your skin type, and that you end up with really bad skin as a result. You know, you should find what works best for you personally, and not assume that it's one size fits all. Hannah says, stress makes my hair super thin, so I have to use £9 shampoo. Ooh. I mean, if that's what it takes, Hannah, you know, it's worth it. Worth it for great hair, you know. I use Head and Shoulders 7-in-1 for my hair. It's fairly cheap. I think it's like £4 a bottle. I used to use just regular Head and Shoulders 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. But then I switched to this 7-in-1 stuff. I couldn't even tell you what the 7 things that it does are. I just know that it's 7-in-1. But all I know is it makes my hair nice, so I use it. And it's fairly cheap, so that's always a plus. I think this might be the last load, by the way, with this for the cornfield. It's for women over 40, however, it does help for sure. Good, Hannah. If it works, you know? I mean, HRT's for women over 50, you know, but... That doesn't stop trans women taking estrogen, and rightly so. You know, that wasn't me trying to suggest that trans women shouldn't take estrogen. that would be very that would be shooting myself in the foot a little bit if I was suggesting that. Again, I feel like everything I've said today is just me shooting myself in the foot. I'm not on form today, everybody. I apologise. Refuel vehicle. Oh god, we're out of fuel. Are you joking? I can't even put the pipe out when we're out of fuel. Are you actually kidding? No. Right, no. That would be run off the battery, right? The pipe would be off. The pipe would run off the battery, surely. Am I an idiot? I mean, I guess the screw conveyor inside it would take quite a lot of power, so that'd be run off the engine. Okay, yeah. I think... Okay, I'm not an expert. I imagine that the arm itself could be controlled with the battery, but then the screw conveyor to actually pump the grain out, that would be controlled by the engine. I don't know. I don't drive combines. What I do know is that we are out of fuel, and because we can't move the combine at all, I'm going to have to go and buy a special trailer for fuel now. Can we buy containers of fuel? I don't think we can. You should be able to. Oh, actually, we might be able to buy fuel canisters. If we could do like an emergency refuel with like a jerry can, and then that'll give me enough to drive it down to the farm. It's worth a shot. We are not going to get everything finished today, by the way. We're almost halfway through the stream, and we've still got so much left to do. But I do have to end at 6 tonight. I'm putting my foot down. I have to be quite firm about that today. I've got things to do. It's Christmas in 6 days, in case you hadn't noticed. You know, busy, busy, busy. Okay, where would it be? A fishing rod. Lovely. There's got to be. Okay, I know for a fact that there is a mod that lets you buy jerry cans. So I'm going to very quickly go to the mod hub. Let's go back to the main menu. I'm going to very quickly see if we can find something. Can you go fishing, or is it a mod? You can go fishing with the Highlands Fishing DLC. That's the new DLC that came out last month. Hold on, where is it? This one here. That's also the one that adds the new Scottish map. I'm not sure how rod fishing works, though. I know that, like... I don't know how the fishing works at all. I know you can set up fish farms, which is, you know, just tanks full of fish that are bred. You can, like, breed salmon and trout, I think. I don't know if you can actually... I mean, I imagine you can just buy a fishing rod and go and catch individual fish. I don't know how it works, but it's worth checking out. And we will be playing that in the new year. We're going to be on the Highlands Fishing map. Okay, let me search canister. Diesel canister, 20 litres. That'll do. We'll buy a few of those. Emergency refuel. And then we can take the combine back to the farm for a proper refuel. Where is it? There we go. Okay, back in. Highland cows, cute. Yeah, there's Highland cows as well. Looking forward to keeping some of those. Go Magle Troll says, would you shave your hair off? I think it would look cool. Nope. I had it shaved off for 20 years, and I can assure you it did not look cool in the slightest. I went to my prom bald. Not bald, but with a shaved head. You know. And I look back at photos of my sixth form prom, and I think, why the fuck did I have a close shave for my prom? It looks awful. You know, like I said, I love the hair that I have now, but a small part of me does regret the fact that I spent 20 years of my life with a shaved head. You know, if I could go back, I would have had long hair the whole time, you know. Okay, where do I get... So where do I get a jerry can? We've added the jerry can. But I still don't know where to buy it in the shop. Where would it be? Oh, fuck's sake. Miscellaneous. They need to add a search bar. Oh, wait. There is a search bar. I was not aware of that. Okay, let's buy... let's buy 4 canisters. That should be enough for the time being. We also don't have any way to get them back to the farm, though, do we? Because we don't have a truck. Okay, visit shop. Hey, Lloyd, how you doing? Welcome. Look, just for the purposes of getting this done as quickly as possible. We will... Wait, these cost Hang on a minute. These cost 5.5 grand to buy, not to lease. Like, the full retail price of an ape is 5.5 grand? Okay, well, we'll buy one then. I was just going to rent one, but they're so dirt cheap, I might as well buy it. Oh, red or green? Let's go green. I'm good, thank you. Nice to hear it, Lloyd. How do I pick up a jerry can? Nope. How do I pick it up? Ah. There we go. For some reason, it just didn't want to give me the option. Okay, so if you've just joined, by the way, our combine harvester has ran out of diesel in the middle of a field, and we're now currently trying to get some emergency diesel over to the field so that we can refuel it and get it out of the field. Okay, there we go. 4 canisters. Let's go. So first we got to take them to the farm to refill them, because we have a fuel station at the farm, and then we've got to take them to where the combine is to refuel it. Also, this thing is so low. Like, I didn't realize how low, how close to the ground we were. Jesus. Where are my legs? Where do my legs fit inside that? I mean, I know I'm short, but come on. Oh, I don't have any legs, that's the answer. While I'm inside, my legs don't exist. Or my hands, for that matter. I have no presence. That's weird, actually, because you do actually... If you go inside vehicles, normally you do have a body inside as well. Like, hang on, if I go inside the... Oh, no. Since when? Am I... What? I thought... I could have sworn that you had a body on the interior camera. Have I... Has that never been a thing? What? I'm sure I remember, like, you could look down when you're inside a vehicle and see your legs. Since when has that not been a thing? Wild. Oh, no, I don't want to buy any. I want to... How do I refuel these canisters? Oh, are they already filled? I think they might already be filled. Yeah, they are. That's what the 80 litres means. That's the canisters on the back. I thought that 80 litres was how much fuel the truck had, but that's on the right-hand side. Okay. Got it. Also, this is a truck, right? This is this would be classed as so tiny. This would be classed as a K truck, right? Well, we're not in Japan, so no, it wouldn't. But it is technically a truck. Oh, it's just so comically small, though. You know. If only Fools and Horses had been set in Japan, this is what they would have. This is what Del Boy would be driving if he lived in Japan, I'm telling you. Have you ever thought of changing back, says Iris? No. Why would I? I'm infinitely happier now than I was before I came out. That literally the thought has never even crossed my mind. Like, should I give up? Should I go back? Should I just be a man again? No, absolutely not. Faye man, have a good Christmas, man. Oh, Faye as in iron. Fe. Fe, the chemical symbol for iron. I'm not Iron Man, but thank you. And I will have a good Christmas. Thank you very much. I hope you have a good Christmas as well, Iris. Oh, it's short for fair enough. Okay, thank you. Thank you, bro. No worries, Iris. Again, hope you have a good Christmas. I know spending Christmas alone isn't always easy, but I'm sure you'll get by. I mean, presumably you will be spending Christmas alone, right? Because nobody wants to spend it with you. Which, again, you know, sorry. But, okay, why is it not giving me the option to refuel now, then? Ah, there we go. So for some reason they need to be like right next to the combine for it to actually take them. Oh no, it won't take that one. Right. Where's the actual fuel cap? That's not it, right? No, that can't be it. Is that it? What? I don't know. I don't know where the fuel cap is, but it will only let me... It'll only refuel when I put it in a specific spot, so... Also, just look at the size difference between the combine here and the ape. Like, can you imagine, like, imagine you're driving down a country road in that, and that comes along. Imagine you're driving down some back lane out in the countryside in your 850, and suddenly a vehicle comes into view whose front tyre is larger than your entire truck. I mean, I'd shit myself. I would not like to drive one of these things. I would be terrified driving something this small. Oh, the tractor's not here either, is it? Can we... Oh, the combine might actually be able to pull the trailer. Let's find out. Because the combine obviously has a hitch at the back to connect the header trailer. Okay, no. We cannot connect the grain trailer to the combine. Well, that's unfortunate. So we're going to have to come back with the tractor to pick it up then. And what time are we on? 4:30. We're halfway through the stream. So actually, the cornfield's done, right? We finished harvesting the cornfields. We've only got one field left to harvest, and then we've got all the bread to sell, the wool to sell. We can get that done today. Yeah, I think we can get that done today. I'll tell you something else. Oh, whoops. I'll tell you something else that Farming Sim needs, which I'm absolutely baffled that it still doesn't have dynamic screens inside vehicles. How do we still not have dynamic vehicle screens? Look at, like, the Combine, it still says I'm on the field. Like, according to that display on the top, I'm still in the field right now. And, like, they can clearly do it, because if you look at the bottom one, the speed is actually changing. Like, that's an actual working speedometer. So why aren't they fully dynamic? It just annoys me. Like, you could at least have it so that it only turns on when you're in the field, and, like, as soon as you leave the field, it automatically goes off or something. Like, I'm not asking for, like, a fully interactive system. I'm not asking you to actually put the internal computer of a Class Lexion into the game. But, you know, it could have some basic functionality. Okay, we're going to leave this here because we'll be harvesting the sunflowers in the morning. And then, yes, we're going to have to take this back to the trailer. I think it is just this tractor has very yellow headlights. I mean, it is an older tractor, so it makes sense that this one is a lot more yellow. Because the Class, yeah, in comparison, the Class has white headlights, and it looks like most of the AI traffic has white headlights as well. So really, it's a nice bit of attention to detail, you know? And there was me complaining that it was too yellow. The dashboard's very yellow as well, but I'm pretty sure that's deliberate. Pretty sure that's supposed to be yellow too. Okay, the last trailer full of corn. Corn, BB. 12. I always forget that the trailer, the brand of the trailer is called corn as well, but with an E on the end. Which I think is South American. I think it's a South American manufacturer. How long will you stream, says Matt? Probably till 6 o'clock tonight, Matt. We may finish a little bit early, but we definitely won't be going past 6 tonight. Because I've got places to be. Well, no, I don't have places to be, but I have things to do. The places to be are my house, but I do have things to do. I should mention as well, by the way, because people have been asking about schedules for the new year, and honestly, I haven't finalised my schedule yet for January. It's still a long way off. But I would like to continue Farming Sim as a weekly series. I think it's better being weekly, given how much there is to do in this game and how long it takes to do things in this game. Playing it once a fortnight just isn't enough. So I can't say for certain, but I would like to do a weekly schedule, do Farming Sim every single week in the new year. Same with Minecraft. We've been playing that weekly lately, and I'd like to do the same with that next year. You know, try and keep it as a weekly thing. Right, I didn't mean to do any of this. Why? Why isn't it putting the pipe in? Okay, whatever. I'm going to bed. But yeah, so for Minecraft and Farming Sim, I would like to try and keep those both weekly. Trucking Tuesday, I would like to try and make Trucking Tuesday weekly, but I won't be playing Euro Truck every week. I want to start playing SnowRunner in the new year. So what I'm thinking is I might try and do I'll try and do Trucking Tuesday every week, but one week we'll play Euro Truck, and then the next week we'll play SnowRunner, and so on and so forth. The problem is, obviously, I've still got to balance that with the other live streams that I do. We're going to be doing more Horror Wednesday, we're going to be doing more Sci-Fi Sunday, so I can't really be doing Monday, Tuesday, and Friday every single week if I'm also going to be doing Wednesday and Sundays. Like I say, I don't know yet. I don't know what the schedule is going to be. I would like Farming Sim to be every week, but I would also like Minecraft to be every week, and I'd also like Euro Trucking Tuesday to be every week. It's not really practical to have all three of them be weekly, so we're going to have to try and work something out. Some kind of compromise is in there. Okay, looks like the nukes dropped last night, everybody. We appear to have stumbled into a fallout zone. That's the only reason I can think why the fog would be this radioactive green right now. We'd better get back to the farm, because I imagine that this truck is not very well shielded against nuclear radiation. Or a slight cough, for that matter. I think if you breathed too heavily on it, it might collapse. It's also pretty useless, to be quite honest, because apart from the diesel canisters, there's not much else that we can transport with it. It can transport one pallet at a time, which, again, practically useless for us. We've got like 12 pallets of wool and 20 pallets of bread that need to be sold, so... And it's really slow as well. Its top speed is 23. That's not its actual top speed. For some reason it won't let us go faster right now. But I know that it can go up to 50. Either way, it's slow, it's small, it's impractical. I love it. We'll keep it, but it will almost never be used. Literally the only time it's ever going to be used is if we need to do emergency refuelings again, and we need to bring over some canisters of diesel at short notice. Again, other than that, it's just going to sit on the driveway and do nothing. There we go, there it is next to the New Holland T8000. Another incredible size difference. Not as extreme as the Combine, but still. Are the sunflowers ready yet, by the way? They are! Okay, ready to harvest. Right, let's get the timescale turned up then. Folding is not allowed while the auger is extended. It won't let me put the auger back in. I've pressed the button to put it back in, and it's not going. It won't move. Let's see if we get an AI worker on it temporarily. There we go. Now it goes back in. Okay, what are you doing? You've done that deliberately, haven't you? You've done that just to piss me off. What's happened is, I've hired an AI worker, he's driven straight into the field, and then just stopped. And now, as soon as I reverse out of the field, I'm going to destroy a load of my own sunflowers. Because we got crop destruction on. Look at that. He's done that deliberately. Literally just to piss me off. Like, I'm going to take the combine, I'm going to park it right inside the field, so that the only way you can get it out again is by reversing over all these sunflowers. I think he's got a grudge because I made him work late last night. No field course detected. Well, there is. There's a field right there. There we go. Okay, we're harvesting sunflowers. Now, I'm going to do the usual strategy. I'll do the headlands myself, and then we'll get an AI worker to do the rest. But there is something else we need to do for sunflowers. So, I would quite like to make sunflower oil, because you get quite a good price for it, which means we're going to have to build an oil mill. Now, we're not going to build a full-size oil mill, because they cost an absolute fortune. You can buy the little compact ones. We're going to plonk one of those down somewhere, and make as much sunflower oil as we can. This is our smallest field as well, so there won't be too many sunflowers. I don't know how much oil we're going to get, but you get more for sunflower oil than you do from just sunflowers, so it's worth doing, I think. It annoys me that it's not actually aligned with the sunflowers. Like, the forks are just pushing directly into the sunflowers instead of in between them, as they should be doing, but I'm not going to complain. I mean, I literally am complaining right now, but I'm going to stop. Any questions? Anybody? Anything you wanna talk about? You know, let's try and keep the conversation flowing before it gets awkwardly silent for too long. What's? Why are you doing that? Okay, there we go. No, I guess not. Tough crowd. Okay. Well, I'll ask a question then. Are you ready for Christmas? Who's ready for Christmas? Who's excited? Hannah says, currently fighting my way through cardboard from all the deliveries. Oh, I'm guessing you're ready for Christmas then, Hannah. Yeah, I've had quite a few Amazon deliveries over the last couple of weeks. That's the thing this time of year, you always just get boxes and boxes and boxes. Crossing stuff off the list, but I'm off work now, so I'm truly focused. Nice one, Hannah. Yeah, I finished my Christmas shopping on Monday this week. I got most of the main presents a while back, but there were a few bits and pieces that I wanted to grab for people, and obviously I had to buy wrapping paper so that I could wrap it all. But it's all done. It's all done now. I'm ready. All my presents are already under the tree. Do you do that? Does anyone else do that? In our family, we put the presents under the tree like as soon as they're wrapped. We didn't used to. Obviously, when we were kids, the presents used to go under at Christmas Eve. But nowadays, like we put the presents under there like as soon as the tree goes up, the presents are already under it. I just like to see them under there, you know. You know, most of them aren't for me. My mum's, you know, we're gonna have my mum around on Christmas Day. We've got most of the rest of the family are coming on Boxing Day, so all of their presents are under there as well. But I just like seeing the presents under the tree, even if there's still a week to go. And look, we're not kids anymore. The illusion's broken. It doesn't matter whether they're under there on Christmas Eve or 3 weeks before. The tree looks nicer with presents underneath, for sure. Exactly, Hannah, that's what I was saying. A Christmas tree without presents underneath it just looks empty, you know? I've got 3 nieces, so it's a lot not to mix it all up. 3 nieces, wow, Hannah. How old are they? If you don't mind me asking. I've just got the one nephew he's 3. Fortunately, like there aren't really any kids in our family at the minute, apart from my nephew. Everyone else is old now. Like my youngest brother turned 18 this year, so they're all adults now. But yeah, like I say, I've got a 3-year-old nephew, so the next generation of Ashbridges has already begun. What's going on? What? Right, why? What's going on here? Why are we going at this weird angle? Nine, 6, and 4. So we've had to have a family shared iPhone notepad. Ah, I see, yeah. Oh, I'm used to that, yeah. I'm the oldest of 5, so yeah, I'm used to having the one tablet to share around, or the one laptop that's everyone's, and everyone has to use it. It had to happen because they ended up with like 3 of the same thing. Yeah, that happened a lot when we were kids as well. I mean, I don't think it's such a problem. But yeah, we've definitely had duplicate presents before. Like, I remember once me and my brother got the exact same Lego set. Like, my parents just bought 2 of the same set and gave us 1 each, which is fine, you know. I'm not complaining about it, but it happens, yeah. Sometimes you know, when you've got lots of people to shop for, you just buy 2 people the same thing. It's okay. Bought Nerf guns for Christmas Day. Ooh, risky, but I'm sure you'll have fun with it. What's your plan for Christmas Day then, everybody? Are you staying at home? Are you visiting family? A family coming to visit you? What are you eating? I think I don't know what we're having yet. We're not having turkey this year. We got like a meat pack from the local butchers that's got like a few different joints in it. So I don't know what we're actually going to have on the day. I wouldn't mind a bit of pork. Nice bit of Christmas pork. But yeah, no turkey. We had turkey last year. It was very nice. What do you have on your dinner? My Christmas dinner, obviously, you've got the meat, whatever it turns out to be. Roast taties, roast carrots and parsnips. Love my roast carrots and parsnips. Sprouts. Sometimes we do other veg as well. Not always, because, you know, there's enough to contend with, but sometimes we'll have, you know, cauliflower and broccoli and other bits and pieces. But the veg is usually just sprouts and then the roasties. Obviously, Yorkshire puddings, stuffing. Normally pigs in blankets. We're not actually having any pigs in blankets on Christmas Day this year. We're going to have some on Boxing Day because we've got most of the family coming round on Boxing Day. So I've got some sausages and bacon to do like homemade ones. We have a cockerel, which is a bit different, but I don't make those decisions. You know, nothing wrong with a nice bit of chicken. A classic. I remember we had I think a 4-bird roast once. The only time I've ever had a multi-bird roast. But it was either 3 or 4. But yeah, turkey at Christmas isn't really a tradition in our family because not everyone in the family likes it. So we normally go for something else. Pork is quite a common one because everyone loves a bit of pork. But yeah, occasionally it's just whatever, you know. We don't really plan a specific meat for Christmas Day. We just kind of, you know, do whatever we feel like. But the veg and all that's obviously that you've got to have the sprouts, you got to have the roasties. Those are like given. And mash. I didn't even mention mash. You got to have a mountain of mash. Do they go queue at the butcher's, says Hannah? No, like I say, we normally... Well, this year we ordered a meat pack. So, like, our local butcher, every Christmas, they do, like, a Christmas hamper. It's like 40 quid or something, but you get loads of different bits and pieces in it. Sausages, you know, a couple of joints, chicken, you know. No turkey in it this year, which is why we're not going to be able to have a turkey on Christmas Day. But yeah, we got a joint of pork, a joint of beef, we got a chicken, so we've got options. We got options for this Christmas dinner. And then for dessert, what do you have for dessert on Christmas Day? Because I personally like Christmas pudding, but not many people in my family do. We normally I get like an individual, like, single serving Christmas pudding just for myself, because the rest of the family normally get like just a chocolate cake or something because they're basic. No offense to the chocolate cake enjoyers out there. But yeah, chocolate cake. I like Christmas pudding. Trifle, that's another classic. Gotta have a bit of trifle on Christmas Day. And we normally do cheese and biscuits as well. We got a cheese board this year and some crackers. I ordered when I did my my online shopping for like Christmas food. I ordered Jacob's cracker selection, but what they sent was just 2 packs of cream crackers. So not what I was expecting, not what I was hoping for, but they'll do. Like I say, we got a cheese board, we got plenty of crackers, so have a nice bit of that on Christmas Day as well. Nuts. We didn't get nuts. Like I'm gonna have to get some nuts next week. I didn't even think we don't have nuts. You've got to have nuts at Christmas, and you've got to get them whole as well. You've got to put the effort in, you know. You've got to get nuts that are still in their shells, so you have to break out the crackers and manually claw your way into them. Like, it's not the same if you just buy pre-cracked nuts, right? But yeah, we haven't even got any. I'm gonna have to get some next week before it's too late. And dried fruit. Yeah, again, not many people in my family like dried fruit, but I'm a dried fruit enjoyer. Raisins, sultanas, dried peaches. Not the biggest fan of prunes, though. Yeah, I know there's no place for wool at the sheep barn. Four-course dessert is what we've concluded. Honestly, that's the thing for Christmas, though, isn't it? You're entitled to eat as much as you like on Christmas Day. It's like the ultimate cheat day. Just as many courses as you can physically consume on Christmas Day. And then there's always leftovers from Christmas dinner, so like for the next week you're just surviving on the leftovers from Christmas dinner. Oh, and a quality street. You gotta have quality street as well. A fifth dessert. I don't think I'd count quality street as a dessert, but you know, another tradition in our family, and I'm sure a lot of people's families, is you've got to have a tin of quality street on Christmas Day. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be quality street, you know, maybe you're more of a celebrations enjoyer, but in our family it's quality street. There's a tin under the tree right now, waiting for Christmas Day. And the temptation has been there, but it's not getting opened until Christmas Day. Love quality street, but I'm also a Heroes man. I like Heroes, Roz. Yeah, Heroes don't get enough love. What's your favourite in a Heroes? In fact, okay. Quality Street, Celebration, Heroes. What's your favourite in all three? You can do Roses if you want as well. Plain Dairy. Fair enough, Jam. Fair enough. Maybe controversial, and I know that they're like solid as rock, but I like eclairs in a Heroes. Like a nice bit of like a nice eclair. In Quality Street, Green Triangle solos. Absolutely, Green Triangle. There's no contest. It's just the best. Celebrations, I don't know. I love Snickers. I'm a big Snickers fan. But I think honestly, Celebrations are just good all round though. I like everything in Celebrations, even Bounty. I know Bounty, controversial, not everyone enjoys it, but I like a Bounty. I don't think there's a single bad chocolate in Celebrations. I mean, you've got Mars, you've got Snickers, you've got Maltesers, you've got Milky Way. It's all good. Celebrations might be, like, the best all round, you know. L Double Decker, says Jam. Oh, see, the thing is, I like Double Deckers as a chocolate bar. I like a full-size Double Decker. You can't fit a Double Decker into this much space. You can't make a Double Decker that size without compromising. It just doesn't work. It's not a proper Double Decker. It's got, like... It just doesn't work. And again, I like Double Deckers as a chocolate bar, but in Heroes... It just doesn't work. They shouldn't be in there. They're too big of a chocolate to go in there. Bounty and Celebrations, I don't necessarily agree, Jam. I would prefer Snickers, but I do enjoy a Bounty. Again, a Bounty gets too much hate, in my opinion. What about roses? Does anyone eat roses? I am quite partial to the golden barrel in roses. Oh, Bounty's the worst, says Jam. Oh no, I've got to disagree there. I think the worst might be a Milky Way, because look, I like a Milky Way, but it's just a Mars bar without caramel, right? I'm sorry, but I mean, by the same logic, a Mars bar is just a Snickers without nuts, so... I don't know. I don't think I'd call Bounty the worst, though. You hate Snickers as well? Oh, Jam. No, I love Snickers. I do enjoy nuts, though. Please don't take that out of context. Oh, you can't eat nuts. That's fair enough. I mean, if you can't eat nuts, then obviously Snickers aren't going to be very good for you. But I like eating. I like nuts. Okay, next topic of conversation then. What's everybody's favourite nut? It's appropriate answers only, please. Like, come on. We're adults. We can have an adult discussion. We can not resort to childish giggling. You know. What's your favourite nut? For me, it's cashews. I like a nice cashew. Chestnuts, says Hannah Hoosh. Warm chestnuts. That's good choice. Good choice. I've always been a big cashew enjoyer. I like pistachios as well, though. Ooh. I'm going to say something that's going to be very... I'm going to say something that is 100% going to be taken out of context and is going to sound very inappropriate, but I'm going to say it anyway. I like salty nuts. It sounded bad the second that it came out, but I like pistachios because they're salty, you know? And I like cashews, you know, I like salted cashews, I like salted peanuts, but pistachios are like naturally salty, you know? With cashews and peanuts, you have to add salt, but I feel like pistachios, they're just salty on their own, which I appreciate. I've left the lights on in the Combine, by the way. I like a nice almond as well, though. I think almonds are pretty good. Again, I just like nuts. And Brazil nuts! Oh, come on, who could forget Brazil nuts? Either chocolate covered or just on their own. Either way, they're great. And of course, they are famously one of the most radioactive foods on the planet. So just bear that in mind. As long as you don't eat like 50 times your own body weight in Brazil nuts, I'm sure you'll be fine. But they are a little bit radioactive. What are we doing? I've completely forgotten what we were even doing because we've been talking about chocolate and nuts and food, and lick the salt off them first, says Hannah. No, you're right though. You are right though. This might be a little bit gross, but with pistachios, because the shell itself also is quite salty, I like it. I'm going to say it. You're probably going to think I'm deranged, but I will put a pistachio in my mouth while it's still in the shell, and I'll suck on the shell a little bit, and then I'll take it out and open it up and eat the nut inside. The shell has just as much flavor as the inside, you know? You've got to suck on the shell, right? I can't believe the amount of innuendo in this conversation. But it's true though, it's true. you gotta suck the shell on salty nuts. Anyway, we're going to place an oil mill. We're going to try and make some sunflowers. Let's leave this conversation there. Let's draw a line under that. Forget we were even talking about nuts. We need to build an oil mill. Where are they? Ah, oil mill. Oh, it costs 36 grand. We've only got 33 grand. Shit. Okay, where can we make 3 grand immediately? I mean, we could sell some of this bread. Ooh, nearly. The wheel sprang back so quickly that it actually went up the other way a little bit. Okay, we're going to sell some bread. The price for bread isn't perfect right now. Sorry. The price for bread isn't perfect right now. It peaks in December. But it's still a pretty good price. 5,686 at the farmer's market right now. So if we sell a few pallets of it, just to get us enough money to buy the grain mill, the oil mill, because the oil mill will then allow us to process sunflower oil. There we go. How was donation, says Jam. Not bad, Jam. We raised £168, which is incredible. And I had a great time as well. Definitely going to be doing it again next year, because not only did we raise £168 for charity, it was also just a great time. You know, I had a lot of fun streaming. Ah, yes. 2 at once. Efficient farming. Oh, and literally 2 more have appeared in the exact same spot already. This is how much bread we're making right now. It's just going to keep dropping more and more pallets. Okay, I wonder if we can fit 2 more on the back. Well, I mean, this is like... At 5,689... That's per pallet, right? This is like £20,000 worth of bread. Obviously, visually, it looks like a lot less, but I think this will probably be enough for now. There's another 2 pallets there. Yeah, we'll sell some more bread next time. We need to get used to selling pallets manually like this, by the way, because one of the realism mods that I'm going to be using on Kinleague actually disables the option to automatically sell stuff from your production chain. So when we're on Kinleague, we will have to manually transport the pallets to the bakery and to the sell points. So get used to this. We're going to be doing a lot of this in Kinleague. We could have fit like twice as many pallets on there, though. It doesn't matter, because as long as we get enough money to build the grain mill, the oil mill, that's all we really need right now. Matt says, are you going to spend time with your family on Christmas Day? Yes, Matt. So on Christmas Day, obviously, there's going to be me and my brother, and also my mum on Christmas Day. Then on Boxing Day, most of the rest of the family's coming round. My stepmom, my brother and sister. Probably won't see my dad until a couple of days later, but I'll definitely see him at some point over the Christmas period. And obviously I won't see my sister and my nephew until January, because they are spending Christmas in Wales, but they are going to be coming up in the new year. So we get a little second Christmas, which will be nice. But yeah, well, I mean, when you have a big family, Christmas is always, you know, it's always a struggle to find time to visit everyone. Like, there's extended family as well. There's aunts and uncles, grandparents. And as I've mentioned before, I have effectively 3 parents. I've got my mum, dad, and my stepmom. My stepmom's been involved in my life for so long, since I was like 2 years old. So she, you know, she's a third parent to me, which means I've got, not only have I got 3 parents, that means I've got 3 sets of grandparents as well, 3 sets of aunts and uncles. There's just so many people. 31,000 for those pallets. Wow. Okay, I think we might sell some more bread today in that case. First of all, though, let's get this to... let's get the oil mill built, and let's start processing our sunflower oil. No, don't want to sell. Oil mill. There we go. Area is restricted? Well, it's not. It's my land. What do you mean area's restricted? This is my land. I didn't buy this huge plot of land just to not be able to use half of it. Fine, I'll put the oil mill here then. Will that make you happy? I wanted to rotate it before I placed it. It doesn't matter, it's the last episode. We're literally never going to play on this map again after today, so I don't care. It's there. It'll do. Now let's process some sunflower oil. How do people feel about sunflower seeds? I'm not the biggest fan, I'll be honest. I've got a friend who buys them in bulk, like massive, massive bags of them, because they really love them, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan. They're okay, I guess. Okay, we came in a bit fast there, but here we are. Now, I don't think this will hold all the sunflowers. I think it's got a limited capacity. Yeah. Okay. So there's 2,000 litres that it won't hold, but that's okay. We can put those in later. It can also, I think, only dispense like one pallet at a time. I'm not sure where it puts the pallets. I guess we'll see. But you can start making sunflower oil, please. How much are we going to get? 48 cycles per month. And how much does it use per cycle? It doesn't say. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see how much sunflower oil we end up with. In the meantime, let's sell some more bread, because we're getting loads of money for that. We could have invested in a bigger trailer at this point, but I think in Kinlake we definitely will. See, when I first bought this trailer, we were only dealing with a few pallets. I didn't realise that we'd end up... You know, I didn't realise the operation would end up being this big, that we'd need this many. We could even invest in a truck and a semi-trailer in Kinlake, like a lorry. Because there are a couple of crone trailers that you can get. I think you can get the Profi liner, which is a trailer that we actually own in Euro Truck. So it'd be cool to have the exact same trailer in Farming Sim. But that's for Kinlake. That's for another time. For today, we'll just manage with our tiny little Stroutman trailer, is it? I think it's a Stroutman. No, it's a farm tech. Okay. Let's do something a bit more adventurous. Let's see if we can pick up 4 pallets at once. That's what I want to see if we can do. Now, we all know that this game is notoriously bad at letting you stack pallets. It really doesn't like you putting pallets on top of other pallets, but it can be done with great care. And given that we can pick up 2 pallets at once, 1 on each fork, theoretically we should be able to pick up 4 by stacking them like this. Oh, we got it. We done it. We got 4, and they are heavy. That's why we got a heavy-duty forklift, though. If this would tip over the Massey Ferguson skid steer, I guarantee it. Ooh. Now that's how you do it. Look at that. This is the kind of professionalism you can expect to see in Kinlake, which is the new map that I'm going to be playing next year. This is how it's always going to be. We're going to be really. We're gonna be consummate professionals. And just to prove to you that I can do that, I'm gonna be a consummate professional for the rest of this stream. Okay, we're slightly off there. There we go. And gently, and back. There we go, another 4. See, I can do it when I put my mind to it. When I've got concentration, I can actually play this game well. You know what? I think we can even get another 4 pallets on here. On the back. Oh, not quite. We want to make sure they're packed in as tightly as possible. Oh, one of them's slipping. One of them's slipping. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, one of them slightly slipped out of place. That was beyond my control, really. But they're all on there. Oh, no more have spawned. Have we? I think we might have almost cleared the backlog. There's still 12,000 litres of flour in there, though. Okay, all the sorghum's been processed. There's still 12,000 litres of flour left, so I think that means we're going to get another 12 pallets, plus these 8 that we've got here. Which is insane. So much bread. And all of this is from one single field of wheat, by the way. It was a huge field, to be fair. Oh, oh. I can't believe I'm literally doing the best pallet handling I've ever done in Farming Sim, and there are 5 people watching it. It's a travesty. Why is it that whenever I'm doing well in this game, nobody's watching? But whenever I'm cocking it all up and crashing into things and losing my shit, suddenly I've got 50 viewers. Nobody ever sees me actually playing the game well and doing it properly. But I can do it. Look, I'm proving it right now. I can play this game like a normal person. Okay, up we go. And... ooh. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, are those going to go? I think they might go. Nope. They're going to hold. They're going to hold. 12 pallets. We've actually managed to get 12 pallets onto that trailer. I never thought it possible. Never thought I'd see the day. That's incredible. Now, how much money can we get for these? It's still not actually the best time to sell. We'd get slightly more if we sold in December. But, I mean... okay, the price right now is 5,711. The best price is 5,928. So, we get about £200 more per pallet if we sell it in December. Which means for this whole trailer here with 12 pallets on it, we'd get about £1,000 more if we wait until tomorrow. That being said, there is 100 grand's worth of bread there. So does an extra 1,000 really make that much of a difference? I think we'll just sell it now. I think my maths is right there. We got 12 pallets. Each pallet's worth over 5,500. So 5.5 times 12. Well, 5 times 12 is 60, so that's 60,000. Okay, so it's not quite 100,000 then. It'll probably work out about 70 grand, I'd say. Still an astonishing amount. Right, why have you done that? This will be enough to get us to 100k total, though, which is good. Nope, that's not it. I always think that first turn is the shock, but it's not. It's the next one. Here we go. Okay. Ooh, nearly. How much are we going to get? $96,000 for those 12 pallets. I will take that. Thank you very much. And we've still got way more to come as well. We got at least another 12. And the price is going to be even higher tomorrow. So if we sell the last few tomorrow, that's 100. That's going to be over 100,000. Let's end this series on a high note, you know? Let's end this series with some money in the bank. How's the stream been? Very good, Charlie. Quiet, but good. We've had some interesting conversations about Christmas dinner and chocolate and nuts and other things. It's been interesting. And spiders. We even talked about spiders earlier. I almost forgot because we've talked about so many things today. Salted nuts, says Hannah. Indeed. Indeed. I think I might go to bed now. It's only 2:45, but I think, you know, we're going to get a slightly better price for the bread tomorrow, and there's still some flour that needs to be processed. So if we sleep now, hopefully when we wake up the rest of the bread will be ready, and then we can sell it all for a slightly better price. That's what I'm thinking. So tomorrow, December, appropriately, will be the last day of Saxlingham. The last day on this map. Can you believe it? This map that we've played for 10 episodes, and it's been so much fun. I've really, really loved this map. I can't wait for Kinlake in the new year, but I have really enjoyed playing on this map. Here we go. The final day dawns. Let's have a look. Bread. There's still 5,000 litres of bread to be processed. And the oil mill, that's still gonna keep working for a long, long time. Have we got any pallets of oil, though? Have we got pallets of oil yet? We haven't. It hasn't even produced 1 pallet's worth of oil yet. Wait. That's a really bad exchange then. I hope it's high value, because it's like all of those sunflowers, and we're only going to get like 3 or 4 pallets, I think, by the time it's done. Unless it's just working really slowly. See, it says there's 9,600 litres of sunflowers in there, and we've produced 357 litres of oil. Now, the thing is, we definitely put more than 9,000 litres in there. Didn't we? Well, maybe not. Maybe not. I think it's just that it works really slow, because it's not a full-size factory. So, unfortunately, I don't think all of the sunflowers are going to be processed by the time we finish on this map. Which is a shame. What about bread? Okay, there's space for 4 more pallets of bread, and the bread production is still running. There's still 5,000 litres of flour to be processed, so what about wool? We got wool to sell as well. Some sheep might have died, actually. I've just realised it is December and we haven't fed the sheep for a while. So they probably are low on food. And if so, that means that we might have lost a couple. Which could actually be a good thing, because we had way too many. We had sheep overpopulation. And look at all this wool. What are we going to do with all this wool? Well, we're going to sell it, obviously, but how? There's so much of it. There's 17 pallets of wool here, and they're still making more. Stop growing wool. Stop having wool. Oh my god, there's more. There's more sheep now than there were yesterday. We got 140. There's 3 more newborns. Stop being born. Stop having more sheep. We've got to do something about the sheep. I mean, this is the last day, so there's not really much we can do. We're not taking them with us. We can't take 140 sheep to Scotland with us. We'll sell them. We'll sell the sheep. We'll buy new ones when we get there. I can't keep doing this. You grow too quickly. You have too much wool. Please stop it. Okay. Meantime. There's still bread to sell, so let's sell it. Great. Oh, there we go. That's more like it. That's the pallet handling quality that you can normally expect from an Ashbridge Industries live stream. Look, as long as I can still pick up 4 of them at once, I'm happy. And we can, so... Oop. I don't think this is going to work this time. I mean, in fairness, it is quite dark. It's difficult to see what I'm doing. Let's just go for 8 this time. We'll get 8 pallets on there. There's only 8 pallets available right now anyway, so... What do you mean no more space to place new pallets at the sheep barn? What? Stop! Stop growing wool! Why? Oh... we need to do something. I mean, money, yes, great, but also, we've now got 21 pallets of wool to get rid of. It's too much. Okay, my final decision is we sell the sheep. We could just sell the adults and take the babbies with us, you know? Just have some baby sheep in Scotland, because that gives us a little bit of a cooldown period before they start breeding and making wool again. But something's got to be done, because they're just going to keep making more wool, and we can't... We've got too much of it. Time is it? 20 to 6. Okay. So we should have time to sell the rest of the bread. And we're going to have to sell the wool today. I mean, again, it's the last episode. If we don't sell it today, we don't sell it at all, right? I can't believe we're actually making money, though. This is like the first time we've ever been in the green in Farming Sim. Seriously. The amount of time we've played this game on stream. We always seem to be losing money. But today, we're actually making money. We're actually going to hopefully end the series with a decent bit of money in the bank. Because we're going to carry that money over to Kinlake. If we can get $250,000, I think we can get $250,000 by the end of the stream. Easily. And that's a good amount to be starting with on the new map, right? Oh, we need to be further back. 66 grand, not bad. Right, we need to do something about the wool situation. First of all, I don't want any more wool. I'm going to move these 4 pallets, and then I'm going to park the skid steer here. If I park it here, then it can't spawn any more pallets, right? That still means we are going to have 21 pallets to get rid of. Whoop. Oh, shit. Oh! Are you fucking kidding me? It's because they spawn on the hour, right? They spawn every hour on the hour. And it's just turned 8 o'clock. Jesus. Oh... What's for dinner? I don't know today, Charlie. Haven't decided yet. What is... Why? Why? Oh. Pizza and curly fries for me. Using up what is there for build Christmas. Oh yeah, I get you. Until 6, yes, we are. So we're going to be finishing up quite soon, actually. Okay, we have 25 pallets of wool that need to be sold. I am going to park the skid steer where the wool spawns so that it won't place any more pallets down. And now we need to figure out how we're actually going to get them sold, because we're not taking like 50 trips on the with the farm tech. We need something bigger. Okay, this is the Crone. This is the trailer that we will almost certainly buy on Kinleague. For now, if we can lease one, it only costs 1,530 to lease it. That might be a good shout. How much does it cost to lease a truck, though? I mean, we could just lease something like this. Would that fit 25 pallets on it? I don't know. Well, the International, they don't look big enough. The Tatra, how much is that? 4 grand. I mean, look, how much do we get per pallet? It's right down at the very bottom, so forgive me while we scroll. Okay, if we sell them right now, we get 2.5 grand per pallet. Which is not the best price. Obviously, the best price is in April, but we're not going to be here in April. This is our last day on this map, so we have to sell them now. I think we should lease a Tatra Phoenix for 4,000 and a Profiliner semi-trailer for 1,500. If we sell 2 pallets, we've basically made our money back on the lease price, so we might as well. For the amount of money that we're going to make selling these pallets, you know, I think it's worth it. Okay, here we go. This is more like it. Again, on Kinleague, we'll actually buy a trailer like this, because if this map's anything to go by, we're gonna be doing a lot of production in Kinleague. We're gonna have lots of pallets to sell. We are gonna need something more like this, rather than carting 5-10 pallets at a time with a tiny little trailer. We're gonna need something that can handle quite a few of them. And yeah, I have this trailer in Euro Truck, this exact same trailer, which is pretty cool. Okay. Now, here's what I'm thinking. Obviously, we can't get the truck in there. Can we... If we just open the side, can we load it from here? I mean, there's not going to be any other vehicles on this lane, so... Let's see. Now, I know that more pallets are going to spawn if we, you know, move. But I don't care about that right now. How high can we stack them? I reckon we can stack 3 pallets high in that truck. Or not. It's the wool pellets. It's the wool pellets that don't like to be stacked. And you know what? I think I'll probably end up doing most of this off camera because otherwise it's going to take forever. Or we could do it on the Christmas live stream. Like I say, I am going to be playing this on the 29th, which is also going to be my final live stream of the year. So that might be our last chance to see... to sell these pallets and see how much we get for them. Look, if they're not going to stack, we're going to have to just put them in one at a time. Like, literally one by one. I can't put it down. It won't come off. Thank you. Also, I think we'll not bother with the skid steer in Kinlake. I think I'm just going to get a forklift truck. They're a lot easier to handle. Hello, how are you doing today? I'm good, STFC. How are you doing? The good thing is, because it's an enclosed trailer, like, we don't have to worry about stuff falling out the other side. We can just chuck it on. What's your schedule for next week, as it's Christmas, etc.? No streams next week. I'm taking 2 weeks off for Christmas. Next live stream's going to be on Monday the 29th. Right, it's just not picking any of them up. I don't understand. Look, it's just... have a good break on Christmas if you're not live before that. Thank you, STFC. Yeah, I won't be live again now until after Christmas. No, that one's going to fall. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right. It's on there. Oh, more have spawned. But they're not full pallets, which means I think we finally cleared the backlog. 4 minutes left. Oh, I know, Charlie, I know. I guess we will have to overrun a tiny bit. Literally just while I sell these pallets, and then we're going to end it. Unfortunately, I didn't quite get everything wrapped up in today's stream, which means, you know, during the Christmas live stream on the 29th, we'll have to like do the finishing touches on this map, but we will definitely be finished on this map by the end of the year. Oh, come on. Please let me get 3. It won't let me get 3 because this fucking weak skid steer can't even lift up 3 pallets of wool. Yeah, I know we're pushing the trailer. Just to be safe, I'm going to put all the tension straps on. There we go. Nice to know that we can stack these 2 pallets high in the trailer, though. If we stacked these properly, we could get like 30 pallets into here. Possibly more. Obviously, we haven't been stacking them properly because we don't have time. We've just kind of been shoving them in there. But, yeah, this trailer can fit quite a lot in it. And if you think about it, the wool pallets are bigger than other pallets as well. Like, most pallets are slightly shorter. I think with the bread pallets, we could stack them 3 high. So think how many pallets of bread you could get in there. Many. Don't fall out. Don't you fucking dare. Okay, only one of them fell out. Which we'll come back to. God, there's still so many left. Right, I've actually managed to get 3. No. Come on, come on. We can get these in there. No. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I think we're going to leave it there. It's already gone past 6 o'clock and there's still like 15 pallets left to move. I'm not going to sit here for another half an hour just pissing about trying to move pallets of wool. We'll have to sort this out in the Christmas live stream. Like I say, I didn't want to end it like this, but I really can't stay any longer. I hate pallet handling in this game. I've said it a million times before, but literally every single farming sim, the one thing they never improve is the physics. There's always problems with the physics. So, Giant Software, if you're watching, please just sort the physics out in FS28. Is that too much to ask? Anyway, we're done for today. Thank you for joining. Like I say, I'm not going to stay too long because I've got to dash off and do other things. But thank you. It's been a good stream. Bit anticlimactic, you know, for the last episode of this map. But we are going to play again on Christmas. Well, on the 29th. And see, you know, if we can just basically see how much money we finish up with. But that's it. That was the last regular stream of 2025. Like I say, I'm going to be live again on the 29th, which is just after Christmas. I'm going to be doing a 5-hour special stream where we're going to be playing a bit of Minecraft, a bit of Farming Sim, a bit of Euro Truck, lots of other stuff. It's going to be a really, really big stream, so please do join me on the 29th for that. But apart from that, I'm done for the year, so I'll see you in January. Have the best Christmas all, and to your family too. Thank you, Charlie. That's very kind of you. I hope everyone out there has a wonderful Christmas as well. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a wonderful time. Whatever you get up to, you know, have a great couple of weeks. I'll be back on the 29th for my Christmas special, and then I'll be back again in like the first or second week of January. So thank you very much, everyone. If you'd like to, please do consider following or subscribing. And of course, a quick shout out to the Patreons. Thank you very much to Kate, Jess, Danny, Riley, P, Charlie, Dan, Amy, Marika, Aaron, Hannah, and Alfie. Thank you all so very, very much for supporting me over there. If you'd like to get your name on this board, there's a link in my bio. It costs £1 a month. You get access to behind-the-scenes content and a shout-out on stream. So thank you very, very much to everyone who has supported me over there. That's really it. Like I say, there's going to be a stream on the 29th. There's not going to be any videos before Christmas now. There's no other videos that I am going to have time to put out. So that really is it. I won't see you now until after Christmas. So have a wonderful time, everybody. Thanks for joining me today for the last episode of Saxlingham. It's been a great map, but I'm very excited to move on to Kinlake in the new year. There we go. That's all there is to it. Thank you, everyone, and I will see you all after Christmas. Merry Christmas.